Welcome to episode 21 of the Creative Train podcast. Thank you for indulging me a 3-week hiatus over the Christmas holiday season. We have a guest in studio today, and that guest is Cassie Noble. Cassie is an incredibly engaging singer-songwriter, tattoo artist, and forest wanderer, local to the Kawartha Lakes area in central Ontario, Canada. But Cassie's also traveled this country far and wide, bringing her unique brand of soul-stirring and very emotive musical performances to her fans from the Yukon Territory to the Maritimes. And we're going to talk about stuff today. What are we going to talk about? Art and stuff. Stay tuned and find out. Welcome to my studio, Cassie.
Thank you, Mark. I just, wow, what a heartfelt, beautiful intro that you gave me.
Well, I was, it's true. I mean, you're, fairly well known around these parts, now.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, the fact that you called me a forest wanderer, that was my favorite part, I think.
Really? I was trying to think of what to say for that. I go, denizen of the trees or something like that. What's the big draw to the forest for you?
Oh, I mean, I feel like that it feels like home. It feels the connection of being around plants, nature. We're part of nature. Mm-hmm. So to be deep inside of it in the forest, especially forest that's untouched by man or barely touched by man, it just feels like home.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's a source of peace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting away from everything.
Yeah, and connection.
Connection.
That's a big part of it, I think, too.
Have you ever had any weird experiences with wild animals?
You know what? I was in Ken Reed once, mm-hmm. Ken Reed Conservation Area, and I saw this bird from afar that should not have been there. It should not have been in Lindsay, Ontario, but I saw it. It had this golden head and this bright, blue and red body and this beautiful, long, colorful tail. And I had never seen it before. I didn't know what it was, but it kind of looked like a pheasant, which I've seen before.
But blue.
But blue, red, gold. And so I followed it around, and it let me follow it. It just kind of stuck really close.
That's cool.
And it was a golden pheasant.
A golden pheasant?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
It's not native to the area. It's Asian. Weird. So somebody either let it go or I was hallucinating. I don't think I was hallucinating, but it was really, really cool.
Different experience, yeah. I got followed by a bear once in the forest.
Followed?
Followed by,
oh my
he's
God.
About 100 feet away.
That sounds scary. Yeah. Were you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to do logging, and thankfully I had a very big chainsaw with me, so as soon as I heard the huffing and the footprints, I started the chainsaw.
Oh.
Just in case.
Right.
Just in case the bear was hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that one of my motivations for starting this podcast was to offer support. Not that anybody's freaking out, but there's a lot of people out there that are creatively motivated who don't have confidence. They either have, they're new to an art, they're new to a craft, or they've got this imposter syndrome going on. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been there?
Absolutely. I'm there all the time. I'm back and forth, in and out of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd never know.
It's good.
You hide it well.
Fake it till you make it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. It's do you fake it till you make it? How do you, what was the first thing that really motivated you to get out of your shell? Do you remember your first gig? Your first solo gig?
I do. But it's funny because the first thing that came to mind when you asked me about what made me come out of my shell, it was your daughter. Yeah. It was Mara, yeah. 'Cause she always wanted to hear me sing. She knew that I loved singing.
Right.
And, I started learning guitar and writing songs, but I was really shy and quiet about it, and I didn't want anybody to hear me. Oh, gosh, I don't know. I mean, I guess I would have been in high school.
Okay.
Grade 10 or so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't want to do things in front of people still. And Mara would like beg me to sing her a song. And so then I would, and she would be like, oh my God, yay, that was the best thing ever. And she would be so supportive and lovely that I was like, oh, like maybe other people would like this too.
Really?
So yeah, that was like a huge one.
And now you're doing it full time.
That's right.
That's your gig.
Yeah.
Well, that and tattoos as well.
Yes.
How's that going?
Not great.
Slow
right
time
now.
of the year.
It's slow for all tattoo artists in general right now. The economy sucks. You know, no one has money for extra stuff. Tattoos are a luxury.
Yeah.
People can't afford groceries, so they're not getting as many tattoos.
Yeah.
So it's a little slow. It's steady enough, but
That's good.
It's slow. Yeah.
So what got you into that? Was it just you like to doodle and you thought, hey, I'm going to do this on people instead, or?
That was also with Mara. Mara and I used to like draw on people when we were in elementary school, grade 7 or 8.
Yeah.
We used to do little Sharpie tattoos for 50 cents or something.
That's hilarious.
And then these kids would walk around with this fake tattoo on their arm being like, look at this cool tattoo, look how cool I am.
Badass.
So proud of it. And I was like, you know what? That's a cool feeling. Like I wanna do that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So now you get to live the life of an artist.
I do.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Both ways, all kinds of different ways. It is awesome.
It's terrifying.
It's a really special gift that comes with some crap.
Yes, doing your own taxes.
Yes. Oh God, that's soon. That's happening soon.
Yeah, that's something that I've never really enjoyed.
No.
You know, it is the downside. But I mean, like, you really, when you think of it, you have pretty much the coolest job. Mm-hmm. You know, even though you have to do 100 little things to make that job work.
Yeah.
You know,
it's still,
like, you never wake up and go like, oh, damn it, am I still a musician? Oh, man, it sucks.
You know what? I'm not going to say I've never, ever had a moment where I've felt that.
Yeah.
Because I believe that I have in those moments of stress.
Yeah.
But then it goes away very quickly.
What makes it go away?
I mean, doing the thing, you know, playing the music, especially if it's a gig I'm stressed about. I'll, you know, maybe stressed about getting there, stressed about, do I have everything I need? Have I practiced enough? And then once you're actually there and you're set up and you start performing, it's like, oh, yeah. I love doing this.
Yeah.
I forgot for a second.
Yeah. I remember after all the COVID stuff happened, I do like event DJ things as well. Mm-hmm. And I had a wedding booked to DJ for the first time in like 3 years. Because it was slow before there, and I was like, no, I wasn't freaking out about it. But I was like terrified on my way there. And I was to start at 3, and it was an hour and a bit drive. I left here at like 11 a.m. And I got there at 12:30 for a 3 o'clock start. And I was setting up. And it was like the whole time there, I was like, how can I get out of this? How can I get out of this? Right? I say I got in a car accident.
Oh, man.
No. But it's like just simple little things of just how to hook things up. Yeah. And then you get in your mode and you're good to go.
You're good. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. But that anxiety, it's just, I wonder if anxiety is pretty connected to being an artist.
I have a feeling it is.
Yeah, I feel like most artists would have some sort of anxiety around things.
I heard an interesting thing. It was somebody's definition of anxiety, and they were saying that it's not. What do they say? It's not like it's a mental illness. They were saying it's like things aren't going the way you expected them to go. And it's like, well, when did the expectation happen, and what's happening now that's going contrary to that? Right. And it's not being able to reconcile the difference. Yeah. And that's a weird one, I thought, but it's true. You know, even if, you know, especially as a creative person, it's like you don't anticipate your next creation, but when it's not happening, you're kind of like, oh shit. I suck. Well, yeah. Why isn't this happening? This thing, this mysterious thing. So, what's your songwriting process like? What do you have a a golden moment that just sort of taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, Cassie, write about this?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah.
That's usually my best songs, I think, come out that way. Just like, I just all of a sudden have to write a song. I'm supposed to be somewhere right now, but I need to sit down and write this song. That's usually the gold. But otherwise, I mean, it's often in life, I just write things down as I go, and it's always lyrics in the form of sort of fragmented poetry. If I'm driving alone for long periods of time, that tends to be when stuff comes up. Or if I'm going on really long hikes alone, solitude is key, I think, for that, because I'll just talk to myself and things will come up and come out, and I'll write it down, and then I'll have this collection of notes, and then maybe a golden moment happens later where it's like, oh, you need to write a song, and then I've got this sort of bank from earlier to pull from.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you do that with like voice recordings too?
I do, yeah.
Like of yourself playing a melody or something like that? Or?
Yeah. Usually singing. The music usually comes last, like the actual instrumentation.
Really?
For me, yeah.
That's cool.
It's, my voice is my main instrument, I would say.
That's very cool. Yeah. Because I've had people ask, as music students, they say like, how do I write a song?
Oh.
It's like,
oh, what a question.
You start.
Right, yeah. Do you do it, and then you do it differently, and then you try something else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one guitar student. She was not a practicer. She didn't work at all on her craft. She was about 12. And I thought, just for kicks, I'd suggest, let's write a song today. And she's like, oh, no, I can't do that. And her mom pipes up from the waiting area. She goes, you can so. She said, this girl doesn't stop singing at home.
Right.
She writes all these songs, and they're all these like really deep love songs. And this girl has never had a boyfriend before. Where is this coming from?
Oh, I feel that. I totally feel that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I used to do that too.
Yeah?
When I was younger, I would write these, love songs that it's like, who is this about? No idea. Where's it coming from?
Yeah. But that's the cool thing about writing songs anyways, is we can do it as if we've lived it.
Absolutely.
And then people get to live vicariously through it.
Yeah.
And, we're all human. We all feel kind of the same kind of things.
Oh, for sure. There's so many similarities.
And it's people like you who put it into rhythm and rhyme and put it to music that maybe just allows people to understand that part of themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, I've had that experience with other people's songs where I feel something, I don't know how to put it into words, and then I hear a song and it's like, that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point in the future, I'm going to have Warren Frank, Gamekeeper, on. And I remember he posted a song of his once. And when you talk about that moment of hearing somebody's lyric and you just point at it, that's it. He was, I don't remember what the name of the song was, but the line was something about, he wanted to meet this girl in a room, and he was ruminating in his head, making up answers to questions he hoped she would ask him. Or something along those lines. And I was like, wow.
Yep.
Everybody's done it.
Why do we all do that, right?
Everybody has done that. But it's just the way he put it in the song. I was like, dude, that is like awesome.
Yeah.
And then I bumped into him once and I said, oh, that song of yours, that line, that was awesome. I really felt that.
Hell yeah.
And he was like, oh, cool.
Right? And it's something that seems so simple and yet so profound. And like, such a shared experience. Yeah. But we don't necessarily talk about it.
No. And maybe he lived it, maybe he didn't. But it's that fantasy part of us or whatever.
Yeah.
Fiction writer.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's cool to take yourself out of your own experiences and write something that you have seen in someone else or you imagine in someone else and write from that perspective.
As if you lived it.
Yeah.
so we're good at lying.
Right. Sometimes, yeah.
We make pretty lies.
I'm not great at that. Mine are pretty much all my own personal experiences, but I have attempted that in the past, and it's a cool exercise for me to do that. I found that my best songs, or my favorite songs of my own, are not that.
No?
No, they tend to be like when it's like something deeply personal. But it's still a really cool exercise and can make a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I when I got your album Madness, I probably listened to it like 30 times that week.
Wow.
Because it was just like it's new sounds, right? It's like when you get introduced to a new kind of food and you really like it. Yeah. And there's an unlimited supply in front of you.
I want to eat this all the time.
Yeah, I could just hit play on the CD player again and listen to it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So what is your favorite song that you wrote?
Oh gosh, that's constantly changing.
Yeah.
Which I feel is probably pretty normal for an artist. It's usually like something that's new. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the newest one that you think is good is like, oh, that's my favorite now. So, I mean, Madness was my favorite for a while. And Lost at Sea is a big favorite. I would say right now, I have one that is new. It's not released yet. And it's called So Much Time. And it's I wrote it after my dad passed away. And it's about just, you know, the realization that life is short and we need to live and we need to just use our time in ways that feel good and feel right to us, because we don't know how much time we have.
True.
Yeah.
And that's not being bleak, it's just being honest.
Absolutely. It's a good thing. Yeah. I think. It's this realization of like, I'm going to live.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this time. Do cool stuff.
Yeah. Be as weird as you can be. Yeah. Unapologetically weird.
Absolutely.
Can you play us a song? Would you play us a song, please?
I absolutely
I know you can. I'm just
I can and I will. How about that?
Okay. Your choice. I just restrung this guitar. Beauty. That's my new one. I call that one 17.
17? Do you just have... Are they all just numbered?
Yeah, pretty much. If that's in your way, just get it out of the way.
Do you have a capo?
I do. Where did it go? Take it away, Cassie.
Okay, so I feel like since I was talking about it, I should play the song that I just mentioned.
Which one?
So Much Time.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Unreleased.
So this is an unreleased song.
This is your people's first chance to hear this.
Yeah, and usually I get people to sing along to this one.
Okay.
But it's only you and me here, so I don't know. We'll just do it raw.
Right.
Money that you left me, I'm not gonna save it. Spend it on good things, memories for later, 'cause time keeps moving. No matter how still I sit, spend it on good things. Can't afford to waste it. Can't afford to waste it. Can't afford to waste it. Only got so much time here. You made me face that. I got big dreams that I gotta chase, and I'll follow this feeling wherever it takes me. spend it on good things. Can't afford to waste it. 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 Spend it on good things. Can't afford to waste it. Spend it on good things. Can't afford to waste it. Only got so much time here. So spend it on good things.
That was beautiful.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
So how long did that one take to come out?
That one was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was maybe an afternoon, maybe like a couple days, a little bit.
Spend
spread
it on
out.
good things.
Yeah.
It's such a simple line.
Right, it's such a simple concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, you try to make any more words in there and you'd end up making it murky.
Yeah.
Spend it on good things.
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah. It's like something you would hear from like a 6-year-old. That level of simplicity of thought, though.
Thank you, Mark.
Do you know what I mean?
For sure, which can be really profound.
Exactly.
I assume is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's such a simple thing that it's not. There's nothing complicated about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's beautiful. So when is it going to be released?
I don't know yet.
Is this part of a new album coming out?
It will be. Yes, I'm working on. I'd really like to get a grant for my next album because it is expensive to make music. And I just, again, the economy, I don't really have the money to dump into it anymore. It's funny, the first line in that song is, the money that you left me, I'm not going to save it. Spend it on good things. And the last album, which was, dedicated to my dad and heavily influenced by the death of my dad, was also sort of funded by him because he had life insurance. And so I got a chunk of money from that. And I was like, I'm not going to save it. I'm going to use it on making this album.
That's awesome. That's the ultimate tribute.
Right? Yeah. That's how I felt, and doing cool things, and I also got my eyes fixed.
Oh yeah, I noticed I haven't seen you with glasses on
Yeah.
for a while.
yeah, they're fixed right up, thanks to Dad. But yeah, so that album was sort of funded by that.
So he also helped clear your vision.
He did, yeah.
Is it weird having not wearing glasses now?
Oh no, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I forget all the time that I used to wear glasses, and then I remember, and I'm like, oh yeah, that sucked.
I wear them when I drive, but I can't stand. It was the COVID thing. When I didn't have to really drive anywhere, I didn't wear my glasses.
Yeah.
And if I have a pair of glasses here that I haven't worn for like months because I can't wear them indoors. It bothers me. Oh,
fair. Yeah.
Really bothers me. So I wear them if I have to.
Yeah, I wore mine like 24 hours, not 24, and I didn't wear them sleeping. But like, the whole day I would wear them.
Really?
All day long, because I wouldn't be able to see you right now.
Really?
If I didn't have my glasses before. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really freeing, especially being a forest wanderer, as you described me, because, like your glasses can get like stuck on tree branches and get pulled off.
Or fogged up.
You can, fogged up, or if it rains, you can't see. I'm just so free now. I can just see all the time. It's beautiful. That's been a game changer.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So when you're talking about like the forest wandering thing, have you ever like recorded out there? That would be a cool thing to try.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I've done lots of voice recordings of ideas out there, but never an actual recording.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I used to I have a mobile little digital recorder, and I would go out and record frogs in the spring.
Right, like the peepers?
Yeah.
Nice.
I would just put it out there and leave it for 2 hours, and then I would do like sort of like meditative music over top of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you know what? That makes me feel like I lied a little bit, because I do have, on my song Leave You Like This, on the last album, I did go out and I recorded birds.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's in that song, The Sound of Birds. So I have done that.
Nice. Was that just like a phone recording?
Yeah. Yeah. Super basic.
That's cool.
But it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a similar thing where I was, a song I had, When I Get to You. I wanted to have like car driving sounds. Mm-hmm. And I looked online, and there are like examples of that, but I thought if I scoop somebody's recording, it's not intellectual property, really. So I ended up just going driving to work, and I put my phone on record, and I just put it on the dashboard, and then I tried it on the seat, and then I put it on the back of the car and in the front, and I just recorded 3 or 4 tracks of just the car sounds.
Yeah.
You know, with the windows open, the windows closed.
And did you get one you liked?
Yeah, I used all 4 of them, actually.
Nice, cool.
Yeah, I put them in the recording, so it starts off like that, and then it's all through the song, and then finishes with car sounds.
I love that.
It's kind of like this intense guy driving at night, trying to get to his love.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Yeah. I love that. I love experimenting with sounds. Like, I don't do it too much as a person who's not like the actual person, like editing and engineering and doing all that stuff. But I do tend to be like, oh, that sounds cool. I'm going to record that on my phone and see if we can use it later. I remember one time driving over this bridge, and it was like a very metal PC bridge, so it was just like in a cool way. I liked the tone of it. I was like, I need to go over that bridge again so I can record the sound.
Did you?
I did. Excellent. I haven't used it yet, but it's in my files, just waiting to be used.
That's fun. I heard a story once that's how the song "Stayin' Alive" was born.
Oh,
driving over a bridge and said dunk 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 dunk, and they just started singing to it, and I was like, oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah, inspiration in the smallest little weirdest in ways, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Love that.
Mm-hmm. So if you were, when we talked about imposter syndrome, right? I did an episode on that, and that was one of the ones that I had a lot of engagement with, like people saying, oh my God, I can't believe I'm not the only one.
Right, really resonated.
Yeah, and I think for as many people who are, I guess you could say, afflicted with it, there are solutions. And one of the things you said was you get over the anxiety of things by doing the thing. And like, it's funny because doing the thing is something that I mention in every single episode.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
That and a vibe factor, right? Like the vibe that you either put across as a performer or as a creator, and you have a device or something that you give to somebody, a painting or whatever, right? So as many people get over it, how would you encourage people to get rid of their imposter syndrome based on your personal experience?
I don't know how to get rid of it.
Well, overcome it, deal with it, cope with it.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's tough.
It is tough, and I don't really even know. Yeah, do the thing and keep doing the thing. You just keep doing it, because the first time doing the thing can still be super scary, especially if you mess up. I guess that's another part of it, is having a lot of grace for yourself. And if you mess up, just take it as a lesson and not as, the end of the world, not as this detrimental, oh, I messed up and I'll never be good enough. You have to get away from that and like, no, this is just an opportunity to be better next time. And I guess know that, your worth is not tied to what other people think or what other people experience of you. So yeah, if you get up in front of people to play music, or you make art and you show it to people and they don't like it, that's fine. It doesn't matter. As long as you like it and you are working to improve on whatever that is, for yourself, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just pushing through that and like feeling those things is the biggest piece of advice that I would
That's great, though. That's great. Because sometimes you just need to hear the same words spoken in a different way.
Yeah.
And then it'll resonate with you or click or something like that. Mm-hmm. But that part about, giving yourself grace, that was such a great line.
Yeah.
I think you should put that in a song.
It's super important. Like and hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It is. I mean, like if I'm doing glass work and if I mess something up, I've wasted material to a certain degree. Mm. I can repurpose it in something else, but I can't use my favorite piece I've selected or whatever again because it's gone, right? Yeah. But like with music, it's always you're always honing. You're always honing.
Always,
nobody can take it away from you.
Yeah.
And
it's yours.
Yeah. And the idea of doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because people would say like, why would you want to be a musician? It's like I can't not be.
I just am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's how many times have you had somebody say, "Oh, you're a musician. Great. What's your real job?"
Yeah. And then they find out I'm a tattoo artist. So like, okay, but what's your real job?
Real job. Like, what's the thing that you hate about getting up in the morning?
Right.
You gotta hate something.
Yeah, taxes.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like giving that answer. No, this is what I do.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's not seen as it's seen as like a hobby, being a musician. Mm-hmm. I think especially now because musicians often do have to have a 9-to-5 to survive. It's not, you don't make a lot of money being a musician. It's tough out there. It
is. And especially with like the ease of home recording stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was wherever I heard it the other day, something like 13,000 or something episode or uploads to Spotify a day.
Wow. Yeah.
And
it's just a big sea of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like, it's great. It's a blessing and it's a curse, right? It's
right.
You can get so lost in it, but it also gives us the power to, like when you are a musician and you're just inherently a musician, but you don't have the means that someone else does, you can still do it. Mm-hmm. You can still put it out there, and that's really cool. Mm-hmm. But it is also a lot. Sometimes you feel like you're drowning in the sea of Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have your stuff on Spotify?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. It's I don't like it.
No.
They don't pay artists. They're doing everything they can to not pay artists. Hopefully this is okay to say.
No, absolutely. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about, so that people listening know what it's like to live the life of a working artist.
Right, yeah.
Somebody who makes their living doing the thing.
Yeah, doing the thing. And so I don't like Spotify. I will say that. I will go on record saying that. But I want people to hear my music. That's why I put it out. I make music for myself. And then I release it and put it out into the world because I know that other people need music too. Mm-hmm. And I've had so many experiences where my music has resonated with people. They've said that it has helped to heal them in some way, which is just like so beautiful and amazing. And I want to continue doing that. And so, putting my music on Spotify is a conduit for that. It's so that I can reach people and so they can hear it. And if they need it, they can have it. Mm-hmm. And that's a wonderful thing. Mm-hmm. And it would be amazing if Spotify would just also pay me some of the money that they are making by me having my music on there, Right.
They didn't do anything.
Right? They made the conduit.
They store it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I know. I when I had my last album out, I went through a company called DistroKid to get it out there. And it said, to select all the platforms you wanted on. It was like, this one, this one, this one, this one, not Spotify, and this one, this one, this one. And I mean, it's not like they all pay better. It's just the whole idea of it. When it was before it came to North America, I signed up to have an early access in 2006.
Oh, wow.
For my first album. And everybody was like, oh, I can't wait to get on Spotify. I was just in Sweden at that point, right?
Oh.
And you didn't have to pay anything to get on there, and it was like, woo.
Oh, really?
And it was like the anticipation around it, and now it's like it's repellent.
Yeah. It's an awful time. And a lot of people who aren't musicians don't know that you have to pay to put your music on Spotify and on any of those streaming platforms. It's not just you upload it. SoundCloud, you don't have to. Yeah. So that's still a thing. But who uses SoundCloud? Few people.
It used to be good.
Right. And but you have to pay to be on there. And then you don't get that money back. But people are listening to your music. And it's
And then that can lead to, interesting connections.
For sure.
Cooperate with other musicians or tour dates or stuff.
Yeah, it's a great
When's the next Cassie Noble tour?
I don't have the next one planned. That's another thing.
And for anyone listening, Cassie does all of the footwork herself.
I do.
All of the booking.
Lot.
And I was like, wow, she must have a great management team going on.
I wish.
Because that got you up to the Yukon, right? Is that through music that got you up there?
Sort of. I mean, you know what? The Yukon, I went there for a backpacking trip, a solo backpacking trip.
Oh, okay.
Just because I was finding myself.
You're spending it on good things, right?
I lost my dad. I lost my cat. My partner and I broke up after 9 years. I was, in this stage of finding myself anew. And I got an ad for the Yukon, and I was like, yep, I'm doing it. So that's what brought me to the Yukon. And then I fell in love with it. And then every time I've gone back since, I have brought my music and my tattooing.
That's cool.
With me. Yeah. So it's, it's kept me there. And,
so you have a gig while you're there?
Oh, yeah. Multiple.
Nice.
I've played the Rendezvous Festival a couple of times. Actually, I played at a cafe, quite a big cafe, with my friend Ellery McKnight, and our show was sold out, which was like what an amazing feeling in a place that's all the way across the country. People don't know me necessarily, and I was like, oh yeah, these must all be your friends. And then when everyone was arriving, she was like, I don't know these people. So we were like, okay, cool. That was a great feeling. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you have a following up there now.
Yeah. Yeah. And friends who, friends are fans and fans are friends. Yeah. And it's this wishy-washy mix of people and connections.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I first got on Facebook, I don't know when it was, but, you people end up getting in your way. You know what I mean? They get put in front of you. It's like, here, like this person.
Right, yeah.
Right. And I've met some absolutely amazing people that have been, really good, solid connections since day one, whenever I got on Facebook. I don't know. And I've worked with them, and I've played with them, and done other creative things with them, and it's really cool because I wouldn't otherwise know these people. Right.
That's another great connection tool, right? It's like Spotify. It's got its pros and its cons.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, the connection part, that's so key, and we're always looking for that, and we've got these tools that make that happen. Yeah. Like Facebook is one of them, and it's got cons, but that's
yeah.
We'll take that. We'll
so as isolating as we like to be as creative people, sometimes you can just open up your phone and go, okay, I was social today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you ever have when we were talking about the music and tattoos and stuff like that, did you have a plan B or C or D as to a job you could get up in the morning and hate going to?
No.
No?
No, I mean, you know what? When I was a kid, being a singer was plan A. That was what I wanted to be when I grew up. And then I kind of was like, oh, maybe that's not a realistic career goal, you know, as the world kind of started hitting me and telling me that it wasn't a realistic career goal. And I went through, I thought I might want to be a teacher for a while. And then I discovered, you know, being a tattoo artist was an option. And I was like, that's my plan. I didn't really have a plan B, to be honest. That's what I was like, this is what I'm going to be. This is what I'm going to do. And then it was extra cool when, you know, I started learning to do that and getting into being a tattoo artist and discovered, oh, I can sing too. Like, I can be a musician as well on the side for fun, right? It doesn't have to be the career. It can be just a part of who I am. So, no, I never had a plan B. That's cool. It was plan A, and then I guess I went with plan B, and then plan A came back in.
Nice. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I went through the same thing. It's like I never remembered a time when I didn't want to be a musician.
Yeah, because it's part of you. It's who you are.
Yeah, and even when I was still like, you know, in grade 5, you know, however old you are in that, and barely could play a chord on guitar, and I hated guitar lessons. Right? It's just somehow I just knew that that's what I wanted to do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here I am today.
Right. Yeah.
And there you are, right? Exactly. I mean, you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just do the thing. And I mean, you know, if I had to, I could do a variety of other jobs to make it through the day, right? Like if that's what I had to do. But yeah, I was just like, no, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And that I'm really, really fortunate that I have always had a family who supported me. You know, I never, I mean, I'm not going to say I never struggled, but I always had help. I always had help from my family, from my friends. And so I was able to, do the things that I knew I wanted to do. Not everyone is that fortunate. Opportunity is a big component. Opportunity changes everything, you know? So I am really fortunate. And I, just want to acknowledge that that's not everyone is capable, or not capable, but it's the opportunity.
Yeah, and then having the courage to do it when you have the support.
For sure. Yeah, that's a big thing too, and just sticking to it.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because then you have to get over yourself or around yourself or whatever it is that you do, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, here's the opportunity. What are you going to do with it?
Right.
Are you going to play it safe, or are you going to...
You're going to do the thing.
Do the thing, right? That's going to be the phrase of the day. Right? I always try... It's not like I was trying to be cheesy with it, but I think, do the thing is like, that's how you become an artist.
It's how you become anything.
Yeah.
Right? It's how you get better at anything.
Yeah.
Is by doing the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's practice.
Yeah. And that, when I would say that in the other episodes, it's like, I make it known that I don't even have formal training in music, really.
Oh, really?
I realized that if I wanted to do the thing, that it was like in about grade 11 where I just kind of like became that guy that sat in his room and played guitar and learned how to read music.
Yeah.
So I was, the formally self-taught kind of thing. And then just doing it.
Yeah. And just trying to get better and, just caring about it.
Yeah.
Just caring about it is a huge step.
Yeah. So when you said that one of your career options at one point you thought about being a teacher, have you ever taught music, your songs to anyone, or anything tattoo-oriented? Have you ever...
No. I have... I volunteered at the BGC. That's where Warren works in the music program. And he does things like songwriting workshops and things like that. So I've volunteered to help with that. And that's probably the closest I've come to like teaching. That's
cool, though.
Yeah.
And what was your takeaway from that? I'm going to open the door and let the dog in.
Hi. Hey, buddy. Oh, you're so cute.
So what was your... Oh, no, he's whacking the mic stand with his tail. So what was your takeaway on working with, I guess it was kids?
Yes.
In music?
I guess my takeaway from that was that, like, the biggest obstacle for maybe adults, but in the, kids, definitely. Oh, this is very distracting, Shadow. You're so cute. The biggest obstacle seems to be confidence, and which
Really?
is something, that you were kind of alluding to earlier, like just thinking like, oh yeah, I can do this. And yeah, if you don't have the right encouragement or opportunity to try an instrument or try writing a song and have maybe a little bit of help or whatever, it can be hard to have that confidence. And yeah, I think that that's a big thing.
I found with in teaching music, I've done it for 30-something years now, that kids, adults are the ones with the most problems.
Fair, yeah, that's
right?
totally
Like kids are used to having to learn. Do you want me to take that away from you?
Yeah, maybe that.
And before the dog eats my
we go.
guitar.
No,
But like kids are used to not knowing things.
True.
And they're used to having to get into learner mode when they go to school, right?
Yeah.
And I found with a lot of adult beginners, they have a weird kind of expectation that they're going to start with guitar or piano or whatever and be good at it because they're good at a whole bunch of other things in their life.
Yeah.
And things that they've been doing for 25, 30 years or 10 years even.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of the innocence of kids.
Right. It's that
Right.
expectation thing, like you were talking about earlier. Like
Yeah.
having expectations is what can sometimes ruin an experience.
Yeah.
It's just thinking, oh yeah, this is going to go this way. I'm going to be so good at this. It's going to be easy. And then not having it
Go that way.
But then, yeah, you're right. Kids are like, what's this?
Yeah. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So
Very cute.
we've had our hour. What do you think?
I think this has been great. And this is
An annoying dog.
very cute dog.
Yes.
Very cute dog. Great
Yeah.
end to a lovely conversation, I think. Being mauled in a very loving way
Yes.
by a dog.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great distraction.
Yeah.
And you got your own face wash from him too, didn't
I
you?
did. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, he helps. He does what he can.
Yeah, no, I feel like this has been a fun conversation.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's what I want to have people know is that, like, you can listen to podcasts of like, the rah, go team kind of motivation things for like real estate people or athletes and stuff like that. But I've not seen much of it directed towards artists. And I think, the more people we can get to who do the thing, the better to talk about it. And even if it is just a hobby for somebody,
Yeah,
you can
for
be
sure.
a really good hobbyist.
Absolutely.
You can have the day job you hate, but still be really good at something fun, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Oh, thank you for coming by, Cassie.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And if you have anything on your mind that you want to come back and address again, I'd be happy to have you on board.
Oh, Shadow agrees.
Yes.
Very cool.
Right
very
on.
Cool.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.